Welcome to the Perpetual show, where the loaves go, we've got flow. Oh yeah. Driving through the fields of green, oh so bright, with the loaf by your side, everything feels right. Loafing through the fields, feeling so alive. In our boxy Russian van, we're taking our stride. Past the fallen soldiers, a bittersweet sight. But we're cruising on this road tonight. Bouncing to the rhythm, calypso in our soul. The loaf's engine purring as our story unfolds. We're singing and we're dancing, the sun shining above. The loaf takes us places where we find love. Loafing through the fields, feeling so alive. In our boxy Russian van, we're taking our stride. Past the fallen soldiers, a bittersweet sight. But we're cruising on this road tonight. Bouncing to the rhythm, calypso in our soul. The love's engine purring as our story unfolds. We're singing and we're dancing, the sun shining above. The loaf takes us places where we find love.
Hello everybody. I hope you like this song. Gick wrote it and produced it and played all the instruments and sang it. All Gick.
Hello, yeah, I'm a new talent. Please scout me.
Yeah, I see that. If you, I don't know, can you like DM me or something? I can't talk to you on YouTube. You talking on YouTube is like useless. So if you could, like, if you have Twitter, like, you can message me on Twitter. That's probably the easiest way. Or I guess you can DM me on YouTube. It's just that YouTube doesn't always tell you you have a DM. So
He says he doesn't have Twitter, but Discord.
Oh.
It's still an issue because how do you exchange Discord names now without?
Yeah. Oh. This is why, like, I don't know. Yeah. We'll figure it out, I guess. Anyways, so we have a song. We have a theme song. We have an outro song too. Well, it's not really an outro song. It's just a different song. And yeah, I guess we can get into talking about things now, right? So today, just as like as an icebreaker, it's not just today either. It's actually been the past few days. The Ukrainian farmers are getting back into farming, and as a result, they're crashing into mines and exploding. So today, there were two farmers who crashed into mines. One was up here in kind of the northern part of Kherson, which was kind of the furthest extent that Russia got, more or less. So there was he hit a minefield. I think I can show. Yeah. So hit a minefield of his tractor here, and he didn't make it. And in Alexandrivka, another farmer, I think it was a farmer. Anyway, another person hit a mine, and he was severely wounded but survived. So there's that. And yesterday near Izium, Some people got wounded by UXO, which is unexploded ordnance. And I think I talked about, I tweeted about this. There's people, I think one guy lost both his legs, another passed away. Getting, when they stepped on mines near Chervony Mayak, and another person was wounded. I think I can't remember the story. Um, oh, um, also didn't make it uh, over near Mykhailivka in this estuary somewhere. They didn't say where in the estuary. I just kind of like randomly put it in the estuary, but somewhere in this estuary, he stepped on a mine and didn't make it. So and also um, up here near Kharkiv, another person got very severely wounded by UXO. So this is kind of a daily occurrence now, multiple times a day, and it's pretty depressing. So yeah, um, Ukraine's also been posting a video slash propaganda, I guess, of their new defenses that they're building. And I think some of these videos, it's obvious why they're doing this because they want to take control over the media attention over because Ukraine got a lot of really bad press, including for me, from them not really building enough defenses, not really being prepared with their defensive structures. So they are now making this kind of media blitz where they're going through, posting photos and videos of these defenses they're building. So these defenses are in Sumy. This guy here is like the head of the Sumy uh, military government. I think that's how you would translate it. But whatever. He's the head of the Sumy OVA. And here's an excavator. We love excavators around here. And I think this is a video of the trenches. So, yeah, they've been kind of posting one of these. I think they've done 4 oblasts now. I have another video I'll show you in a second from Zaporizhia. But I think there's also one from Odessa and one from Kharkiv. So, yeah, these are the defenses that they're making. You can see that they're putting concrete bunkers pretty deep into the ground. So what they're doing is they dig down, put the concrete bunker, and then pile dirt on top of the bunker. So the bunker is underground, but in addition to that, there's several meters of dirt on top of the bunker. So yeah, this is Sumy. Now we have a similar video from Zaporizhia, where you can see what they're doing there. I think they're like kind of trying to make it look kind of like what the Russian defensive lines looked like a bit. Visually speaking, I mean, they're making it visually look like that. Like, obviously, this is like the way you build stuff, but it doesn't have to necessarily visually look like that. I feel like they're intentionally making it look like the Russian defenses because the Russian defenses got so much positive feedback, basically. And then there's Odessa, where they're doing the same thing in Odessa, where they building these underground like communication rooms, laying down your little pyramids, building bunkers, etc. And then there's also Kharkiv, where we have this video of them doing the same thing in Kharkiv. So Ukraine's making this kind of media blitz where they're trying to show everyone that they are actually building defenses. Hello, Constantine. You like the look of all these excavators? And one thing that Ukraine's been talking a lot about is that each of these posts, well, maybe not all of them, but in several of these posts, they talk about how they've gone out and hired a bunch of companies to build the defenses. Because I think there was a lot of blowback on Ukraine not hiring companies to build things, and now they're like, see, we hired these 30 companies, or we hired also those 20 companies, and we are spending this amount of money, and it's like, yeah, they're trying to, I think, calm the nerves of everybody. And also, I think it's a way of making people want to join the army, maybe. What do you think about that, Constantine? Okay.
I'm
Constantine.
not sure if he knows that we can't hear him.
Yeah, we
Constantine, if you're talking, your mic doesn't work.
yeah. Anyways, so that's the whole big thing that's been going on. They're building defenses.
I was talking, yes.
Okay, there you are.
Yeah, it's good to see that we're finally building defenses. Well, Kharkiv actually was building defenses a lot by its own. We use our own budget to do this.
Yep.
But no other
So
regions
is
did.
Zaporizhia.
They started doing it quite not so long ago, but Kharkiv was doing it like, since the moment, like, when we moved the Russians a bit away. I know guys who are working on the eastern axis around between Kupiansk and Sloviansk. I mean, not the military, the builders, because I purchased one of the excavators from them. And another one was another guys were working north of Kharkiv. And yeah, this is we're using the funds city budget, and both we're using the not only city but regional budget, and I know there are people who are donating towards it as well. So companies, larger companies. Same happens like in Kiev. They build a lot, but it's, there is no one talks about it. It's not interesting right now.
Yep.
But others, like, because if you look at Avdiivka, around Sloviansk, you don't see large towns, so there are simply no local budgets. Let's be honest, like Donetsk region, its center is Donetsk, and that's where the money were. And right now in Slaviansk and Kramatorsk, which are the largest Donbas cities, and maybe Mariupol, they don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And
like Pokrovsk is like empty. It's a ghost town.
yeah, these are small towns with relatively small cities. So they don't have the budget to build this. So they do rely on the on centralized government. But centralized government, as usually says, it's Zelensky. We procrastinated. That's why there were no defenses. And with Zaporizhia, once again, Zaporizhia is the center. It has the money, well, to some extent. So they were building by themselves a lot, not everything, and they started a bit late. But it also was reason for that was that they did not feel like it's
just okay. You just cut off there. Zaporizhia was building the whole time because they were posting like regular walkthroughs of the new trench lines and stuff, and I think their goal was to build bunkers in every single town so that soldiers didn't have to sleep in houses and stuff like that. Anyways, there were some stats here. I can't remember which oblast said it because they all posted like basically the same thing. But one of them, they said that they spent 1.3 million hryvnia on their defenses. I can't remember which oblast said that though. It was one of them though. If you go through and read them, you'll see. You're back.
Yeah, apparently I was talking to myself. I get disconnected.
Yeah. In the middle of a word, you got disconnected. Oh, by the way, this we have a person in our chat who does logistics in Europe and said that they would like to help you move your excavators, and apparently they've messaged you. And
Can you ask where?
he says X messages.
All
So,
right, let me check. Let me check. Maybe he was his message got into this spam folder because it likes a lot of messages are up there.
I don't know what is a hryvnia now. Is it like 35 to $1?
Oh, what? What did you ask?
Here, I'll look it up. It's 39.2 to $1. So 1.3 million is $30,000 basically. Okay, so while Constantine does that, there was a very large missile strike last night. Or actually, yeah, well, it was more of a Shahed strike, I'd say. I don't know, Gik, did you see much about that when you were looking at stuff?
Well, I did see at least one hit in Kremenchuk, which we didn't map because it's hard to say exactly.
Yeah.
But apparently they did hit the power plant, the dam in Kremenchuk, or at least they targeted it.
Yeah, I know they targeted a power plant in Dnipro, and I believe it was damaged. I believe they did a power plant in Kamyansk, and I think that was also damaged. And they hit a power plant in Kryvyi Rih. Yeah, there was I am genuinely shocked at how little news there was about that missile strike this morning from official sources. I don't mean from from people. I'm sure people have talked about it like constantly all day, but the official news sources, like the emergency people, the police, the governors, the government, none of them really talked about it. They're like, what missiles? Nothing happened. Please don't ask us any questions. That's basically what they were saying. Yeah. Like the most information that I got was that there was damage to those power plants. There was an area in Kamyanska that got hit by Shaheds, and that made the news everywhere. It like blew up a cottage or something, and Lviv got hit. I don't even know where in Lviv. I haven't looked into it too much, but I'm gonna look into it more later. Where Lviv got hit, which is probably in the south, I imagine. But and there's a bunch of stuff in Venetia. There is a Shahed got shot down and landed on a random house in Venetia. But there was a shockingly little information about this strike. Like in the last missile strike, there was something on the order of 80 to 100 official messages about that missile strike. And today there was like 5. And that is weird. That is weird.
Yeah. One thing which I learned, which I apparently completely missed, was that one shard is found or was found in Romania. And not only like slightly in Romania, but actually 30 kilometers almost deep into Romania.
Oh.
I don't know if you saw, but so D. Moyavensis, he already posted the geolocation. So yeah, that's 26 kilometers. That's pretty deep for a shard.
This video I found interesting because it is, I believe this is in Odessa. It doesn't really matter where it is, but this is them engaging Shahed. But this original shot of the Shahed flying right at them, yeah, that's what you can imagine if you were a one of those anti-aircraft gunners, I guess. That's what you see if you're lucky. If you're unlucky, you see what this other guy sees, or it's like really far away and you can't see anything. But yeah, this if flying right at you like that, that's like a dream shot, right? With like a heavy machine gun. I bet you could shoot it down. But anyway, I found that interesting. Yeah, I didn't know it landed in Romania. I heard that stuff went to Moldova. Was there any update on the stuff in Moldova, or was that all fake?
No, I didn't hear anything about Moldova.
Yeah, there was talk that some of the cruise missiles had went to Moldova and were passing through it, and there was an idea that they're like going through Moldova to like hit somewhere like over here, so that it would go around the Ukrainian defenses instead of through it. But then there was like this other update that said that that may have all been false. So here's your Shahed in Romania.
Yeah, as said, I mean, this isn't just debris from anything that was intercepted above Ukraine.
Yeah,
If this
it's
thing
very,
was intercepted, it
very
must have been NATO, to be honest.
yeah. Yeah, I don't think anything. I don't think it has a glide ratio of that. I don't think they fly very high to begin with. But if they're like a kilometer up, you need a glide ratio of like 27 or 28 to fly that far. I don't like that's like a high performance glider to fly that far if you're shot down, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know about that. Here.
And also, it's fairly close to a town. I mean, this must be a wake-up call.
You'd hope so, but NATO doesn't seem to like to wake up. They're very interested in staying asleep. This is where it landed. Yeah, very close to a town. That looks rather large, to be honest. Yeah, we've had some Shaheds land in this general area before, right? Like around here.
Yeah, but it was typically across the river, barely across the river, I think.
Yeah.
We never had one that deep, if I remember correctly.
This is quite far.
But Erland is here, even though actually he's not able to talk. He would correct me today as well, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So, Constantine, did you figure out that message thing?
Yes, we're speaking right now. I'm just
Okay.
doing 3 things at the same time.
That's cool. I just wanted to know. Okay. Because he's in the chat. I could talk to him. Okay. Okay. So there is a few other small news items that I'd like to talk about. Let me find where I put them. Okay. So here is let me keep looking because I forgot. I didn't save it. Okay. Okay, so this I found interesting. I'm just gonna like put it here, I guess. So, and I'll run it through my little in-browser translator, and I'll turn on the thing so you can see it. Okay, so here is this is coming from the commander of the Azov battalion, the third assault people, and he's making a comment about mobilization, and he said this a bunch of times. And in my opinion, it kind of crosses the line into a more political or philosophical position than is typical. So this might like rub people the wrong way, but I just find it interesting that anyway, he's saying that he doesn't think that mobilization and military training should start when you're taken and forced to learn. That he thinks that military training should be taught to every single resident of Ukraine. That everybody in Ukraine should be taught military training, just as the basic default for being an adult, basically. Whether you're conscripted or not. So I'm not really sure what he means by that. Whether it means like, I mean, there's kind of that like old Soviet thing where they like teach you how to dig a trench and you know stuff like that. Like maybe that's what he means. Like he wants everybody to learn all the like most basic fundamentals of soldiering, like whether or not they even have a weapon. You know, maybe the weapon is optional. I don't know. Or maybe he means something more like this wouldn't be conscription because he wants you to be trained before you're conscripted. So I'm not really sure. Like maybe he wants like a more of like a militaristic training for everybody, like a basic training. I don't know. So the other thing is that he wants people to want to join the army. Whereas instead of like forcing people to join or snatching people up and making them join against their will, he wants them to want to join, and he wants to create an environment that makes people join on their own. Like that's his goal, his long-term goal. So he's talked about this a whole bunch of times lately, and I just find it interesting. He made another post today, which is also interesting. And this was about a proposed law that oh boy, copy and paste the wrong thing. Okay, so this was about a proposed law that Ukraine is going over. By the way, this law will like ruin my day if this ever happens. By the way, but basically, the law that Ukraine is talking about is basically there's a few forms of it. One form is they want to ban Telegram entirely. A second form is that they want you to register as an official like news broadcaster or whatever they're calling it in order to use Telegram or in order to post in Telegram. Or like to make a Telegram group that other people can look at. So, and this is his comment here, is that it's not about security, but about the desire to implement censorship. Moreover, the initiators of the law understand it will not work to ban channels. Therefore, it's aimed at the total blocking of the messenger. And I hope will remain. He hopes that these ideas will just remain the intentions of stupid people, and not become a law. And then he goes into this kind of funny point where if well, first he says that like Meta and Twitter are anti-Ukrainian, which to an extent kind of are. kind of, not fully, but he said that if you want to find the real collaborators, you need to look into the legislature, which I found funny. I just thought that the last line was pretty funny. So, um, these are some posts, and I wanted to talk about him in particular. First, him because he is a high-profile person. I wanted to talk about these issues, both of these issues, because these are like some of the biggest, like absolute biggest stories in Ukraine today. And everywhere I looked, people were talking about this. And this is a pretty high status person with a lot of followers. And I don't know how much influence he has, but it's probably more than everybody else. So I just figured I'd use him as the example. But if you were to go through a lot of Ukrainian channels, they all basically talked about these two issues and whether they agreed with them or not. Some people agreed with banning Telegram. Other people think it's stupid. Some people are fine with making people register as a broadcaster in order to use Telegram. Others say that they think that if you ban Ukraine from Telegram, you're never going to ban Russia from Telegram, and you're just going to make the Russian Telegram accounts even more powerful, and weaken Ukraine in the long run with little to no benefit. And that the information would come out anyway. It would just come out in a different manner. So that's some of the issues that I just wanted to talk about in the beginning. Do you have any opinions on any of that?
I guess you would need to ask Konstantin.
Like I was just talking with someone else, so I missed your this part. Let me read. Yeah, I don't think they can ban Telegram. It's not doable. Let's be honest. So these are like empty talk. They like talk about politicians like to talk about nothing. And it's like TikTok, you know, they talk about, a lot about this in the United States, but do nothing.
Oh, well, TikTok, they are doing something. Maybe that's not a good example.
They've been talking about this for 2 years, and
Yeah, but
I have not done yet anything. And I don't think they will. The law that they're gonna pass is gonna probably be struck down by the court.
I don't see why. I think the US will pass. I think TikTok won't be banned because I think TikTok will sell, but I think that law will probably be passed and implemented. But yeah, I don't think they're gonna ban Telegram. It would be a ludicrous thing to do, like almost unenforceable. Because like, first, I don't know how you would stop people from actually using Telegram unless you're gonna literally ban Telegram, like at like the.
I mean, they're using the Telegram themselves. Those who do this. So we have official presidential channel. We have parliament channel. So
yeah, like
it's
yeah, and even if you banned Telegram, everybody will just go to another platform and use that. Nothing would actually change. Anyways, I don't know, Gick, what would you like to talk about next?
Oh, I didn't prepare myself for that moment. Do we have anything else but the actual frontal news to talk about still?
You mean just like general news?
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, there's been a lot of sapper stuff. There was a mine washed up on the beach near Odessa and exploded. There's been sappers just like they took out this KH-59 missile that sappers have been just just zapping away, getting rid of bombs, getting rid of these helicopter launched rockets. So yeah, there's just tons of sapper news. If you're into sapper news, there's been tons of sapper news. There's also been a little family, a 5-year-old, an 11-year-old, and a 14-year-old, were brought back to Ukraine from Russian occupation and reunited with their family, which was nice. There was this missile strike in Odessa. Oh, that's the wrong image.
Are you still with us, Andrew?
Yeah. Why? Can you not hear me? I'm confused. Anyway, there's a missile strike in Odessa that I apparently put the wrong image to. I meant to put a different image. So yeah, that's all the news. Yes, that's basically all we got. Now we have to go to the Frontline news, which Gik can't hear before, which is great. Oh, you want to talk about the ratios of APCs to tanks? Let me look at some stats. Let me look for a quick second. Weird. Okay. Weird. Okay, I found it. The ratio. I don't know. Is the ratio changing? I don't really pay attention to that ratio. The ratio I more pay attention to is the ratio of like BMPs to APCs. And that ratio has not been going great for Russia. I don't know. I guess they probably are using more APCs now. I mean, if you really want to see the difference in Russia, you don't really want to look at the difference from a few months ago to today. Because relatively speaking, not much has changed from a few months ago to today. If you really want to see the difference, you got to compare like 2 years ago to today. And then you'll see just how enormous of a change Russia's gone through. Like, you can go back in time and you'll see that, like, Russia would attack with, like, 20, 30 tanks at a time. Like, not, like, literally together, but, like, working together more or less. And you'd see, like, these big battles where, Ukraine might take out, like, 8 vehicles and then, like, 12 more would run away. And that was like kind of like a thing that happens all the time, and we saw tons of video of it. And you can, it's not hard to go back and see those videos again, to see just like, like 10, 12, 15 tanks all destroyed right next to each other. Whereas now, when you look, there's like, the attacks are like 3 tanks and like 3 BMPs, So that's more of the change. Russia's had a significant drop in their armor, and the way they're capable of using armor in general.
Hi, Andrew. I'm back.
You're back.
I'm sorry, my connection dropped.
Yep, it's okay.
So, sorry to jump back into the Sapper news, but one thing I wanted to highlight there is the fab which landed in Belgorod. I don't know if you talked about that.
I didn't talk about that, but yeah.
Yeah, so there's one fab which, and I think it was a 1.5 ton bomb. So, and the locals there, they're complaining that no one comes to, get rid of it.
Yep.
So there's the difference.
Yep. I thought you were going to talk about the bomb that landed today in Belgorod.
Oh, there's another one that landed there.
I thought that was what you were going to talk about. Yeah. I forgot to map it, to be honest. There was a 500 kilogram bomb just like landed on a random town, and they didn't tell anybody in the town that there was a bomb there. and the sappers went and gathered the bomb and drove away and didn't tell anybody in the town that there was just a bomb laying in the middle of the street. Like, hey, who cares? They didn't like evacuate or anything. It was like just a bomb in the street.
Well, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Yep. Anyways, over the past few days, Russia has been doing a big attack in the north of Mykhailivka, and our friends in the group formerly known as the Vicious Artillery Group, they've been posting a lot of videos of their artillery doing work. I'm sure a lot of people have seen these videos by this point. They're in the 148th Brigade, I believe. And they've been taking out just all sorts of vehicles, including this tank and the BMP right next to it. This is a BMP-3. There was also a whole bunch of infantry around it that they were pelting with cluster munitions. Similarly, there was an attack to the south of Mykhailivka a few days ago. I don't remember what day it was. Oh, it was here. No, that wasn't that. Anyway, there's an attack to the south where they were also repelling people with their cluster munitions. Imagine, is this attack, right? So, yeah, our buddies with their M777s are knocking themselves out and having fun. But at the same time, Russia is advancing.
Yeah, but really slow.
Slowly.
So they are paying a high price for every inch here.
Yep. So, I wish I could show those videos, because I know that you hate them, but I really like those videos.
Which videos?
The ones from our formerly known as the Vicious Artillery Group.
Oh, you can show them because the people are running away and they are all unharmed.
All unharmed, you say?
Yeah. But also, if you don't want to show that video, I think the shadow video, the shadow video should be clean.
Here, I'm looking at their most recent video, and I don't see anything bad. Okay, so there's this.
Yeah. See, they're all running away.
They're running away. It's fine. The way's here. Yeah, this is their group. They were also really excited about the event yesterday in Sevastopol.
Tell me what happened in Sevastopol.
In Sevastopol, there was a Panzer who had an itchy trigger finger, and he saw something flying through the sky. He said, "Nah, on my watch," and he fired a missile at it.
So now I see. So that's why the Sevastopol channel posted that they shot down an aircraft-like drone. So what you see there is an aircraft-like drone.
Yeah, there he is. It was a Su-27 SM. And I think the pilot did not make it, from what I understood. Did you see anything about the pilot?
Yeah, I did see it shoot, and Fighter Bomber claims that he's fine and he's gonna get married soon.
Yeah.
So we definitely saw it shoot, but that doesn't mean much with Russian pilots. We have learned a lot of those shoots still fail, and of course you still need to make the landing.
Anytime you eject, it's very bad for your body. You're moving at a very high velocity in one direction, and then moving at a very high velocity in a perpendicular direction, and those two things are bad for your body. You can get very severely wounded by that, especially if you're landing in water. You can. I mean, there's I can't remember his name, but there's the famous American pilot who he ejected and he broke both of his arms and broke both of his legs and landed in the water and like clung to a like a rubber dinghy that was deployed by his ejection seat and barely survived. And I think his co-pilot did not survive. And that's just a story that comes to mind when I think about ejection. It's not good for you. It's very bad.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you know that this video was the cause for me to record another song? And this song turned out so well that I'm still listening to it.
Do you want to play the song for the people?
Can you play it to the people?
I could play it to them, but I can't play it to us. I can either play it to us or play it to them. I can't do both.
And then go play it to them.
Okay. Here, I will. Give me a second here. Put a create a media source, and the media source is going to be plain song, and the source will be. Okay. Give me a sec. I have to work it all out.
Gick, I need to say that I'm very, very amused and amazed by your musical skills.
Yeah, absolutely right.
It's crazy. How big is your studio?
Oh, it's huge. It's really huge.
I didn't know.
It's the biggest studio you would have ever seen.
I mean, who authorized you having instruments in the basement?
Don't tell Andrew.
Oh no!
You have instruments in the basement.
Is it like a new carrot you arrange?
Erlen, please be quiet. Be quiet now.
Humorous sky.
Don't ruin it.
It's time for a flight.
He's ruining it.
Russian
playing
planes
this.
descending
Alright.
with might. Oh, from the heavens above, you're dropping fast. It's raining planes. You better wear a hard hat. Oh, crying yet as they fall from the sky. Crashing down on the ground they lie. They're Soviet-made, but not so aerodynamic. When it comes to flying, they're quite problematic. Oops! It's raining planes, hallelujah. It's raining planes. Hey, hey. Russian jets are falling, comical and insane. Tall, short, wide of them, they're rained down without regret. It's raining planes. Despite safety rations they neglect. Runners for flight.
Okay, that's the song. I hope people liked it.
I'm gonna send a suggestion to the Eurovision Song Contest. Gick. You should
No.
participate.
You shouldn't. That would be boring because I would win it.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to sing with autotune there?
I think you can do auto tune or playback, everything at this point. Or maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, because Gick can only sing in the basement. He has very, very bad stage fright.
Yeah, exactly. That's the reason. That's the only reason.
Anyways, before you go to the Frontline updates, since you asked for news, I don't know if it's news, but at least for a year, I've heard, well, both you, Andrew, and CJ, and I've also talked about it sometimes, but mostly you, talk about drones with nets and like guns shooting out nets. And yeah, I posted a couple of videos if you want to show them.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if I have to. Oh boy. Okay. Let's figure out. Oh boy. Oh, hey, you got him.
Yeah, they're doing pretty good.
Look at him go. Let's play it again. Do you know how heavy the net is?
No idea. But
And
there was another one where they have like just thin threads, which you also talked about. I remember like
Yeah.
a year ago or something.
Yeah. Because if you can make the net light enough to not influence your range, you know, that'd be cool. It doesn't look very heavy. It looks lighter. It looks lighter than a bomb. Oh,
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah. So you could probably give it like a. Look, did it do a backflip?
Yeah.
It's very agile. It's showing off.
The problem is that they're Russian. Yeah.
Yeah, I know the Russians are very into nets. But you know what? As soon as one person figures it out, it'll be like a week later that everybody figures it out.
I mean, Ukraine is doing this stuff too, but they didn't show any videos of it, as far as I know. Zeluzhny was talking about drones with shooting nets in his essay like 9 months ago.
Yep. Yeah, they have the drone pistol, which I think is the worst idea ever. Like, I can't imagine any scenario where a drone pistol would be useful. I mean, a net pistol. Sorry, a net pistol. But a net on a drone, that's a lot better.
You need it to be automated, to be honest. Like, I think you don't necessarily need pilots to do this. I think you could do it a lot better, actually, with just an automated system. Also because there's not really any danger involved with sending out a bunch of drones, hunting other drones with nets automatically, as you would associate with a drone with an explosive automatically engaging something. In this case, it's not really a problem you can do.
Oh.
You can be a lot more, experimental and try more things without proofing it too much.
Yeah. On that note, I would have you know one thing, and I'm getting it ready at the moment. You need to give me a second. It's taking longer than I thought. See? It's a bigger danger than you think.
Oh my god. Gonna have nightmares now.
So talking drones, one thing I noticed is that lately we have seen quite a bunch of hits on radar and AD assets with FPV drones, which
Yes.
is really interesting because they should be quite well protected. Yeah, embarrassing too, but they should be well protected. We did have one Tor M1 and one Tor M2 basically one was hit and the other one wasn't visible. But once the second drone came to check on the damage of the first one, there was a second Tor right next to the one it previously hit. So most likely that was a very important place they wanted to protect there, and they wanted to fill the gap immediately with another Tor. So instead, or at least instead of filming just the damage, that second drone actually managed to get a direct hit on the engagement radar of that second Tor.
Yep.
That was really interesting.
Yep. And thank you, BV Larson. Thank you very much. But yeah, they've been taking out all these radars. It's fantastic. Taking out with an FPV drone. I can't imagine losing like a $10-20 million radar to a $400 drone. We were talking to one of our friends in the Air Force the other like a while ago. It was I don't know, 7-8 months ago, and he was joking about filling up drones with buckets of paint and just dumping paint on the radars. I don't know if you remember that, but I mean, I guess that's kind of like what these drones are doing, except instead of paint, it's shrapnel. But yeah, I mean, it's like the stupidest way to take out a radar is imagine going back to your commander and being like, we lost the radar. How? To an FPV drone.
Did you see on the what was it, the counter battery radar, I think, which was hit? Did you see how they were dressed?
They're in like civilian clothing.
Yeah, tracksuits.
Yeah, I want to get that video. That video is funny. Did we map it? Was that mapped?
Yeah, we did. It should be the northern Donetsk area.
Okay.
Around.
Oh, that's the wrong day.
30 kilometers behind. Further north, behind Bakhmut.
Oh,
yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah. This was a. This video is something else. I mean, this video has made the rounds everywhere. Oh boy.
And here's one interesting thing about that. So there's a channel which talked about exactly this happening before. Not this very incident, but another similar incident. And they claimed that Ukraine is using, first of all, repeater drones. But secondly, they are using automated drones, which guide in on the target without having to fly it manually.
Look at the way they're dressed. It's incredible.
Yeah, they clearly didn't expect any engagement there.
No, they thought they were safe. Yeah, I think this is a fire command radar, if I remember right. Yeah, so this I think this radar has incredible range too, doesn't it? Like crazy range.
And look at him, look at it. This is is one of the best things. Looking at it like, oh God, how are we going to explain this?
What do you do? I think what they're looking at is whether their friend is getting out, or if they have to go back and help him, or if they want to go help him. But then their friend gets out and they all run away.
So do you want to show the two tours in I think Kharkiv, northern Kharkiv area?
Sure. Do I need to use the spreadsheet for this?
No, it should be northwest of Prokrovsk, or now west of Troitsk.
I have no idea where you want me to look. Okay.
The blue drone symbol.
Okay.
East of Dvorich now. This should be it. So this is the first drone.
Yes, it looks like
And
it hit the
this
tracking
second drone
radar.
came to check on the damage, and suddenly this other Tor is there. So what you do? You hit it right where it hurts.
Yeah, that is the tracking. Wait, yeah, the tracking radar. I think.
Yeah.
The first one hit the. Wait. Which is which? I think it's a search radar. I think the first one hit the tracking radar, and the second one hit the search radar. Because it flies over a Tor, right? Isn't that what this vehicle is here? No.
Yeah.
No.
That's the one it hits.
Yeah.
And
We'll
now
go back in time. So, isn't this right here? Isn't this a Tor? Right there.
Yeah, it is. And then it cuts to target it from the other side. It aborts this initial approach because of the trees.
Trees are a neutral party in this war. Trees are just anti-violence. I think that's the search radar. I think the tracking radar is on the front and the search radar is on the back. Let's look at a Tor. Let me find a picture. Or does it only? Oh no, that is the tracking radar. Okay, yeah, I see. Let me show a picture. But I see now. Yeah, that is the tracking radar. So, yeah, it has the search radar there and the tracking radar there. Yep, taking out the tracking radar. I don't think it's air defense anymore at that point, right?
No,
it's just
I don't think so.
just a big expensive piece of metal now.
And how much is this vehicle? I think something around 30 to 40 million.
I don't know, but I'm going to guess that this radar is, or the two radars together are probably most of the cost. Yeah.
Well, so those two drones were fabulous.
Absolutely.
And then we get then we have one hit on Estrella with an unknown outcome because it was in a hangar and you don't see if it's destroyed or not. And we also had one book destroyed, but that one wasn't by an FPV drone, if I remember correctly. But yeah, we're currently, at least in the last few days, we're seeing quite a bunch of hits on AD assets, which is interesting.
Thank you, Lord Flashheart. I wish we could get 1mm satellite images. Imagine that.
You could zoom in on the people.
Yeah.
Laying on the field.
The unfortunate thing is it violates the laws of physics. Why the radar antenna went up after the hit in the first video? Did it go up?
Yeah, it did go up again. So my guess was that because the fire might have been localized. No, not in this video. In the other video.
Oh, the other. That
because
one. Okay.
Because the fire might have been localized, so they maybe tried to save the radar. That was my guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember what the physical maximum for a satellite image is, but I think it's like it's like 7 or 8mm or something like that. Unfortunately, beyond that, you like break the laws of physics. Unfortunate. The stupid laws of physics. You need an airplane to get better. You need to get like you need to like buy like a Blackbird and fly around with like a big old camera, you know? Then you can get better. You know what we could buy? We could buy a U2. Do you think we could save up for a U2? Should we do like a
no
a fundraiser for a U2?
No, because I will be begging for high-res imagery all the way, and you will never be able to save that much.
You want- yeah, we got Gik addicted to high-res imagery.
It makes everything easier.
It does, absolutely does. Unfortunately, we're not made of money. Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, there's an actually serious story that I wanted to talk about, and that reminded me. Um, did you see the comments today about Bielorussia um, and Siversk? Did you?
No, I don't think I caught anything there.
Basically, what they're saying. Remember that the video the other day? I think it was right here. It was right here.
Yeah, the FH-70, which was
yeah.
damaged or destroyed.
Yeah, that the drone that was taking that, I believe, was a super cam. And what they're saying, the brigade, I think there's like 3 brigades here or something. There's like anyway, there's like 1 brigade near Bielorussia, I think there's one near Siversk, and there's one over near Verkhnokamianska. I think there's like 3 or 4 brigades here. But basically what they're saying is that they've completely lost control of the sky, that they cannot deter Russian long-range recon drones anymore, that they've lost the battle for the sky, basically. And that there are now they said that there are 3 drone groups here, and I don't mean like Mavic drones or FPV drones. We're talking about recon drones. So they said there's 3 drone groups here that rotate through the day. I imagine like 8-hour shifts or something like that. And each drone group uses a different type of drone, and that's how they can tell when they're changing. So I think one uses a super cam, I think one uses Zala, and I think the other uses Orlan 30 or something like that, or maybe Orlan 10. Probably both, because I think we've seen both of Orlan 10 and Orlan 30 in this area. But they say that they've been rotating between those 3 groups, and between the 3, they have 24/7 coverage of everything, basically. And they said they can't even move anymore without immediately getting shelled or hit by drones. So they are now saving up to buy EW. They're trying to establish an EW bubble around Siversk. They want to buy the same equipment that Magyar is using over in Krinky, but in order to do that, they're going to have to raise like $1 million probably, which is a very steep ask. So like the first piece of equipment you need to buy costs like $30,000, and it has like a relatively small bubble. And then you need to buy like a whole bunch more, and then there's other equipment you need in addition to that. So like altogether, it comes out to be hundreds of thousands, if not $1 million to create that sort of EW bubble. So when you ask why doesn't all of Ukraine have the EW that Magyar has, it's because it costs millions of dollars. And Magyar is both independently very wealthy and also very popular and good at fundraising. So those 2 things combined to let him buy things that other people can't buy. These brigades want to buy that sort of thing. I don't think they're doing like public fundraisers, at least not like outside of Ukraine, but they're like internally fundraising, whatever that means. So that's just a thing that is going on. And they are not the only brigades doing this. Pretty much every brigade wants to do this. Some of the more popular brigades have already started implementing these EWs, but only like the most popular brigades can do that. And you can probably figure out who they are. I don't actually know who they are, but I'm sure you could figure it out just by let's like, what brigades can you name? There's like the 47th, there's like the 92nd, like how many brigades like immediately come to the tip of your tongue? Like those are probably the brigades that have the most resources. And the brigades that you can't immediately think of are all are the ones that have nothing. So thank you, Violet. If I knew how to donate to those guys, I would share it. They didn't post this in an effort to ask for money. They're just posting it just to like explain to people the situation. Because I think they're sick of everyone saying, why can't everyone be like Madyar? They're like, because we're not rich, that's why. So I don't think they're like asking for money. They might at some point, but not yet. How many speakers are in this show? Well, it's me, there's Erland, and there's Gik. And there used to be Constantine, but he left.
And my cats, they are very loud.
We haven't heard your cat yet.
Well, thank God.
Sometimes we do, but not today. Okay, so Frontline news. Is there Frontline news you'd like to talk about? Nova Mykhailivka is interesting to me, mostly because the people we follow. I've talked to him a few times, and he's a pretty cool guy, and I like him, and I like when he posts videos, and I like when his videos include blowing up Russian vehicles. So that's why I am interested in Nova Mykhailivka. But there really isn't too much more to say beyond Russia is taking a lot of casualties to advance through a town that they will certainly capture this town. That became clear quite a long time ago that they will capture the town, but they're going to pay dearly for it. And I'm honestly not sure how many casualties Ukraine is taking in the process. I don't think it's that many.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but I don't think it's that many.
I mean, even the Russian videos out of that area is typically them running into some, heroically running into some houses, getting shelled. If we see Russian videos from that area, it's typically like an FPV drone hitting on a pickup here and there,
Yep.
or typically counter battery fire. But it rarely is anything which makes you really conclude that Ukraine is taking a lot of casualties.
I do suspect that a lot of those drone videos are old. Because they had a drone unit here that was testing out their night vision drones. And that we get a lot of night vision drones here. And I think that they're not stationed here anymore. I think that they moved. Because they're more like that drone unit, their more recent stuff, I think, is all in Krinky. Like this video that I located today is that same drone unit. And I don't think they're in Nova Mykhailivka anymore. I think they actually left a while ago. And I think these videos, these night vision videos that we get from here, I think they may have all been from like January. But I'm not sure. It's hard to tell. But I think so. They're all very, very similar, and they all like appear to be around the same time. Like there doesn't seem to be a change in like the environment between all of them. You know what I mean? Like they all like I feel like they were all taken in like a 5-day period.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, that's what we see with the shelling often. So.
And there were a few videos, a few clips that were from like this tree line that I remember geolocating a while ago, and there were a lot of videos where they were driving back and forth between these houses and this kind of industrial area, just going back and forth, and getting hit by drones along the way. There were a few of them out here on this road, a few along this tree line, and a whole bunch, like bunches and bunches and bunches of videos of them in the town itself. And it seems that they've like played out all of these videos, like they can't post those anymore. And now it's like they're posting the ones from over here now. And I feel like they were probably all filmed at roughly the same time, because there's a lot of videos where you see an FPV drone like flying like here, and it would fly towards these houses, and at a vehicle, and once it got to the houses, it would cut out, and like a vehicle over here would explode, and they were trying to make it look like it was the same drone, but it wasn't at all. No, I do not have a cat. I have a dog. He's cute. I don't have a cat. I've never had a cat.
Yeah, I'm not sure your dog really counts as a dog. Could be a cat as well.
He's a dog. He like licks you. Um, he one of his favorite things is taking the little like garbage can in my bathroom, and he will just pick it up and flip it upside down and dump everything out, and then carry the garbage can into the hallway and leave it there. And every time he does it, he knows that he's not supposed to, but he does it as like spite. Like, because it's like he's like, "Can I have a treat?" I'm like, "No, you've had enough treats today." And he's like, "Okay, all right. Well, it'll be a shame if your garbage can flipped upside down." All right. So, any other frontline news that you'd like to talk about?
Well, we should talk about the assault in Priotne.
Okay. What would you like to say?
First of all, I would like to say that it's really surprising to me that the Russians are really not managing to cross that line,
Yeah.
like that tree line there.
Yeah.
They had another go, at least on the video today or released today, and they had another go there. They lost, I think, 5 vehicles in total. I think it was 2 MTLBs, 1 BMP, and 2 tanks. 2 tanks. Like the vehicles where they are destroyed is quite hard to figure out precisely, but I guess by the distance there's a couple of bubbles here which say vehicle damaged. It's most likely also the resting place of the vehicles which are later destroyed in the close-ups. But yeah, they are really not achieving anything here, despite trying, and it's not the first time of them trying.
Yeah, there was a video not too long ago. I can't remember what day it was. Let's go back in time and see. Oh, here. This was really interesting to me.
The shelling?
Yeah, the shelling. This made me think I should change the map a little bit. I didn't, but it made me think I should. That Ukraine basically, I'm not sure if they actually did, but it kind of seems that they retook everything. It's like the original. Okay, so let's just go back in time a little bit. So the original attack that Russia did, they pushed up this tree line initially. They ran up, got beaten back. They lost like everything. Like they on the way up they lost like all but 2 vehicles, and on the way back they lost those 2. So they like lost everything here. And then they like the same day they did another attack like up this tree line, and they got here but got beaten back. And then the same day again, but this time was at night. So like this was like the morning, this was like the afternoon, and then this was like at night. They ran down this tree line. They like got to like this intersection, and then they got beaten back. So that was all that. Around the same time, they like drove tanks up here. I think they went this way and like kind of wrapped around like that and drove down this way. I think, or maybe it was the opposite. But either way, they had tanks kind of like driving through here. They lost a few tanks along the way, and they were shelling. They had infantry dumping off into this forest. Roughly simultaneously, maybe the day before, I'm not really sure, but it was around the same time. They pushed infantry up this forest. They captured this position. The Ukrainians were kind of running away, and then they tried moving up even further. They like got up to here, and then Ukrainian artillery beat them back. And so that was like the initial assault that happened. I can't even remember when that was. When was that? So January 29th was when the video came out, and I think it was like a week old when the video came out. So it was like the middle of January that happened. And now they're apparently trying it again. Well, in the meantime, they started shelling these positions, which made me think that Ukraine had completely retaken this whole forest, maybe. And we have no idea what happened over here. Russia may have completely withdrawn there too. We just have no like information one way or the other than this shelling, which happened a few days ago, over a week ago. So yeah, now we have a new attack that went in roughly the same place. I guess they didn't feel like going up this tree line this time, huh? They're like, that one it went really bad, so we'll do the ones that went okay.
Yeah, it didn't go so well.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Didn't go so well. It looks identical, like honestly. Let's go back to the old video. I think I can show that video, the old video. Can I show this one?
Yeah, up until something like 2 minutes or 1 minute and 30 seconds. Because then the infantry starts to be visible.
Okay. Load map. We're almost there. We're only a few days away. 500-kilogram glide bombs. Maybe France does. If France doesn't, I don't know who would. Okay, are we there yet? I'm just going like casually waiting for. Okay, here we are. Okay, yeah. This is it looks pretty similar. This is like their BMP that they lost over there. This is the
Yeah, one reason why it looks similar is because one of the tanks is actually destroyed right next to the BMP, which you click first. So they like that BMP has a friend now, but it looks very different. So the video is definitely recent.
yeah.
Also on satellite image, you can see that this area definitely had some activity in the last 2 days because there are several new burn marks.
Yep.
So yeah, the field is active.
Yep. This is their little attack. It didn't go well. I want to go to the nighttime.
By the way, I'm not sure if you're showing it to us.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Well, I'm actually kind of glad I didn't show it because there are parts I shouldn't have shown there. Oh boy. Oh, okay, never mind. He was taking a nap.
Yeah, sleepy boy.
Yeah, this is their tank assault. I think it went like this. I think it went counterclockwise.
Yeah, so similar but not the same.
Yeah, and this tank assault was actually before this assault, even though we mapped it the other way. Because I probably should have went back in time and moved that tank assault to either the 29th or the 28th, but I didn't do that. But yeah, this video you could see the entire tank assault. It started down in Prutny and went up and around, I think, and I think it drove all the way back. It just did a loop. Okay. So that's all the stuff that's happened in the meantime. All the little map changes. Oh wow, you can go really fast if you hold down the arrow.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah, look how fast it can go. Yeah, loading it can take some time. I think it's loaded a lot now, actually. Man, let's I wonder if we could see somewhere else. We could watch like Avdiivka, I guess. Look at that. Boom. Oh, oh, oh. What? What did I do? There's a thing I did that was weird. Wow. I didn't know we even had that feature. That's the thing. Oh, wow. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I can tell you I don't have that feature, so it must be
Martin.
something you do.
Martin, what did I do? What? No, holding down the arrows, everybody can do that. Yeah, because you know how
Oh,
the keyboard arrows?
yeah, it works.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I broke mine too.
Yeah. Apparently, if you go too far, it gets sad. Yeah. So we figured out if does Martin even know it did that? I don't know. Okay, so okay, we're here. Oh boy. Is there any other frontline news you'd like to talk about?
1 second. I need to remind myself what happened this week.
Yep.
Because there was something I had in mind just a few seconds ago, but you know me.
I can think of two things. I just want you to say stuff first.
Why don't you go ahead while I try to figure it out? I think we need to
Okay.
talk about Ivanivska though.
Yeah. First, Orlivka. Russia. Their main focus right now is I don't even know how to say the name of this town. I never looked it up. Semenivka. Is that how you say it? Semenivka. Anyway, they're going for this town now. This is their focus. But you can see getting to the town is a little hard. This is probably your best bet. Crossing this little bottleneck here. Or if you want to cross this little tiny land bridge thing, you could go for that. Or you can go through the northern way, but the northern way is part of Berdichi. So this northern way is part of Berdichi. So it's the part of the Berdichi defensive line. So Russia's trying to get in to Semenivka. They're trying to push this way, trying to push that way, trying to push this way. They're trying to push every which way to get around into this town. This is the town that they want. This is what they're going for currently. As a result, they also go for Berdichi because, like I said, Berdichi is the northern defense of the town. So they are trying to push through Berdichi to get to the town. But this is they've identified that this is their target. This is what they want.
Yeah, in the south they seem to be trying to push west from Tonenke. Maybe to put pressure on Pervomaiska. What do you think? Why would they do it?
I think that there's the Ukrainian line is going to end up around here. I think they're just kind of opportunistically pushing up until they reach that line. I don't think Ukraine is actually defending these fields. I think
Russia is losing tanks in those fields.
yeah, sure. They're not like intentionally defending. Like there's not like a trench line or not like a major trench system. There's not like it's not like Ukraine is saying like this is our last stand. We're going to defend this. It's just kind of like they're just like defending it because it's there. You know what I mean? There's a difference. Like Semenivka, Ukraine is defending this like this is their main defensive position that they do not want to lose, and they're throwing resources into holding it. Whereas these fields are just fields, you know. I think that their defensive line is going to be probably over here ish, like somewhere like there. And I think they're willing to lose up till there roughly. But yeah, Russia is going to take some casualties trying to move through it for sure. Moving through these giant fields, Ukraine, it's Ukraine's like it's their strength. Like when you keep Russia at arm's length and you can force them to attack like this, that's like Ukraine's greatest strength. And like this is This is just them doing their thing. Russia's strength is the weight of infantry, like being able to grind, you know. But you have to get into combat first, and Ukraine doesn't want combat. They don't want that infantry fighting. It's bad.
Yeah, and the Russian infantry is still taking huge amounts of casualties in that area. It's really incredible. The drone coverage which Ukraine presents there, it's unbelievable. And like every day you would get like, I don't know, something like 30 drone videos or something like that, or segments, which only includes basically hits on infantry in that area. It's really, I would say it's too much, but I guess the Russians beg to differ.
Well, I think Russia wants to get as far as they can as quickly as possible because they're afraid of Ukraine getting more ammo.
Did you click on the fire symbol in Berdichi, by the way?
Oh, yeah, we can't show that. We can't show that. You wrote a song about that too, though. Gik has been writing a lot of music lately. He wrote a song about the guy jumping in a well. He wrote a song about the airplane. He wrote the intro and the outro songs today.
It's my music career. It's gonna be over tomorrow.
There's always need for more music, you know. How is the ammo and mortar situation in Ukraine? Well, they don't have enough mortar ammo, I'll tell you that. They need a lot more mortar ammo. They'll never have enough mortar ammo. Because, like, if you go by Ukrainian doctrine, like if you go by their doctrine, what they use on paper, they need about 12 million rounds a month of mortars. And they're not getting anywhere remotely close to 12 million. They're not even getting 1 million. So until Ukraine has 12 million rounds a month, Ukraine will never have enough mortar ammo. So that's mortars. I mean, they're doing okay. I mean, they're producing more ammo. They're making, you know, like whatever, it was like 20,000 in country, and then like Germany makes I think Bulgaria makes most of their mortar ammo, and or Romania. I think those two countries make mortar ammo. Other countries make mortar ammo too, like the UK, I think, and the US makes mortar, although obviously US isn't doing much. Yeah, like everyone makes mortar ammo. It's just that a lot of countries, and I don't really understand why, they do not respect mortars. Like it seems like NATO wants to get rid of mortars for some reason, and I can't comprehend why. There's no weapon to replace a mortar. Mortars are fantastic. Everyone should love mortars. They're good for everything except your brain. They're really bad for your brain, by the way. But that's another story. But yeah, but with the artillery situation should alleviate for a while. Like I don't know if this is true. Is it true they got 1.5 million rounds from that Czech deal thing?
I didn't hear of that.
I think they announced that they have found altogether 1.5 million, but 1 million is funded.
Okay. I thought they said they funded all 1.5 million, but whatever. But also there's like different levels of funding, because there's like the people who pledge to give money but haven't given any, and then there's the people who have given money, or you know, so there's like different types of funding. It's like different the people saying like, I'll give you $100 million eventually, you know. So yeah, anyways, so they're getting that ammo. They're getting the ammo from the EU. They're getting ammo from other various countries. I think altogether They're getting what, like 2 million plus rounds over the next few months, which is a lot. It's like what they were planning to be, like they were planning to have like 1 million rounds available this year, and they're getting like an additional like I don't know, 1.5 million or whatever in 2 month period. So it's like a year's worth of ammo in addition to what they had. So that's a big deal. And if the US ever does anything, in their Congress, I'm sure they could probably give another million or so, or maybe 2 million. Who knows? We know that Russia's freaking out about their ammo. About Ukraine's ammo, I mean. They've been targeting artillery like crazy with every weapon they have. Shooting Lancets, FPV drones, artillery, Krasnopol, rockets, missiles, everything they have at Ukrainian artillery, especially 155. Their goal is to take out artillery pieces before they start shooting back, basically. Yeah, it's obvious Russia is not looking forward to a changing ammo situation. Thank you, Tyler. Laser welders. Okay. Ivanivska. What would you like to say about Ivanivska?
That Russians are slowly making gains inside of Ivanivska, but the town is still not under full control. Romanov today posted a picture from a drone in the middle of Ivanivska, claiming that that's the current Ukrainian defensive position. I thought it's rather interesting to see like how early they reached the outskirts of Ivanivska and how little they managed to achieve since then.
Yeah. Yep.
And this is interesting because Ukraine doesn't appear to be, engaging in urban combat to fight off the Russian VDV there, or at least we don't see any footage from there.
I heard lots of little tiny rumors, and I don't know if they're true. At the time, I thought they were nonsense, but I kept hearing little tiny nuggets that Ukraine had gone through and destroyed all of the basements and all of the houses.
Well,
which is an interesting strategy if that did happen, because it makes the town uninhabitable. Because you can't. There's no above ground. The above ground is nothingness, because all the buildings are gone. So if there's no underground either, how do you attack? How do you capture? What do you capture? Do you just like stand there and say, just like plant a flag? Like, what do you do? But anyway, I kept hearing rumors about that Ukraine was going, that they were like blowing up the basements with like explosives, so you can't go in the basements anymore. I don't know if it's true, but it's just the thing that I kept hearing it over and over again coming from units who were around the Ivanivska area. It seemed weird, but this Russian behavior, their inability to advance, it kind of makes me think maybe it was true. The one thing, though, is that the Ukrainian soldiers do not want to defend Ivanivska. They consider it awful. They consider it a one-way trip, basically. There's one road in, and the road is under complete fire control in every possible sense of the word. Russia controls all the high ground, overlooking everything. The road is in the low ground, and it's just in a terrible position. You can move through these forests, but these forests are also under a degree of fire control. Also, I'm not sure how many trees are left in them, to be honest. So it's just a big yikes. This whole town is a yikes. For both sides, it's not a good place to be. It kind of reminds me of Crinky. There were a lot of comments today about Jesse VR, and so okay. I'll get back to that in a minute. I want to talk about something else first. Turney, do you have anything to say about Turney?
No, I think it was pretty quiet there.
Yeah. So the thing about Turney is that obviously Russia is getting very close to the Zherebets River. Their goal is to capture either Turney or Yampolivka. I don't think they even care which, to be honest. They just want to get to the river, and then like push out. Like they want like a spear tip to get to the river, and then they push Ukraine away in both directions, so that they can control this whole big area around the river. And then their goal is to just expand north and south and push Ukraine across the river everywhere. I guess that's more or less what they're aiming to accomplish. So there's a lot of debate that I've seen, both in Ukraine and outside of Ukraine, about where Russia's main focus will be. And the debate is, will their focus be Turney and the Zherebets River in general? Or will their focus be Chasiv Yar? Or where am I? Will their focus be Chasiv Yar? Or will their focus be the northern part of this Avdiivka conglomeration, whatever you want to call it? The northern part of the Avdiivka, like pushing through Semenivka, going, basically this way, like north? Or will it be the southern portion, moving towards Krakowa? Kurachova. I don't actually know how to pronounce that. Is it Kurachova? Whatever. Which way? Which do you think is their goal? Which way you're going to put your money on? This is not a prediction. It's just your opinion.
You're saying I have to choose one because I'm pretty sure that the Russians think they can do it all.
You think
together.
they'll do all four simultaneously? Well,
Yeah,
I think they're definitely going to attack all four. I'm asking, what is their primary? What's the number one? Because they're definitely going to attack all four, because what they're doing is they want to attack all four. I think for two reasons. First, they want to spread the Ukrainian forces as much as possible. And second, I don't think they actually have any confidence that any one attack will succeed. So I think they're like, they don't want to put all their eggs in one basket. I think they're just attacking everywhere because for that reason. But even still, they will have a focus. Like, no matter what they do, they'll have a focus. Which do you think is the one they want the most?
I think it's around Avdiivka because it makes the most sense from a natural boundary perspective.
Okay.
You can push there. You have a lot of natural boundaries which you can use as defensive positions. So it makes sense to have an effort there because you will free up resources if you succeed. Unless all of them died, which I guess happens.
I think the south will be their main focus. Because it bypasses the Ukrainian defensive line. If you can break through here, you can bypass this whole, because this line here that goes from like it's all of these like waterways, all these waterways like, and all of these like densely packed towns are a very good defensive line, and it kind of goes all the way up to Konstantinivka, and there's Chasiv Yar and also Kramatorsk. So this whole defensive line that goes up and down here. If you break through the south, and you can just go around it. I think that's will be their goal, the number
You
one goal.
just, can I quote this? You just go around this.
Well, yeah,
This makes-
if you break through, like if you go through, because you'd be attacking over like open ground. You wouldn't have to push over these dams and stuff. You'd be on open ground.
Yeah, but every tree line currently takes them, I don't know, something like 10 vehicles in losses
Yeah.
in that area. So count tree lines and then let's see how much is left.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they're gonna succeed no matter what they do. But that's not the question. Is what is their focus? Ireland, where do you think the focus will be?
Yeah, probably in the south, but I wouldn't exclude west of Bakhmut either. Mainly because they've had more success there.
Yep.
Yeah, like north of Chasiv Yar would be a very favorable position for the Russians to take, but yeah, I don't know if they have any chance at all doing it.
So this is all the question is, and the other thing is if one of them starts succeeding, do you think that they would route resources to it, or do you think they would keep the resources where they are and keep pushing everywhere?
I think they're going to keep pushing everywhere.
Yeah, I don't think they managed to route resources quick enough to capitalize on it. They might route some resources, but then normally when they do, it's too late, and the Ukrainians have either redeployed some more units there or managed to focus their defense.
Yep. Another point is that this attack in the north is a pretty defensively minded attack, because the purpose would be to push Ukraine across the river and then set up a defensive line along the river. Unless you think that they're going to go for Liman, which I guess is possible, but that's another story. You have to capture Sherebets first. Going towards Chasiv Yar, this is a pretty offensively minded place to go, because your goal would be to basically capture Slovyansk and Kramatorsk. Going west from Avdiivka, I think, is a defensive-minded position, because you want to set up a defensive line to hold Avdiivka. And going south is a very offensive, because the goal here would be to break the back of the Ukrainian army. So I think I just think that's interesting. Of those four positions, I think two are defensively minded that you would do if you're a more cautious commander, I think, if you were preparing for a longer war. And two of them, I think, are very offensive minded to win the war as fast as possible. Anyways, I don't really have anything else to talk about. Would you like to talk about something else?
I don't think there's much else.
I got all of my talking points in. We do have an outro song. Should I just play the outro song?
Is it about Stridsvagn?
No. There's not.
Erland. That's gonna earn you a spot in the basement.
Oh no. How many days?
It's not the basement. It's Gik's basement. It's even worse.
Oh, that's even worse.
Okay. So I can't remember where I put that song. I think I put it on the schedule. So I'm gonna go to the schedule now, and it's gonna play the song. And I hope you enjoy it. And we'll be back on Tuesday for another stream. So goodbye, everybody. I'm gonna play a song now.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Cruising down the street, looking for a fight. In our robes, they got no style, alright. But the square edges and awkward frames, they're like circus clowns in the military game. Russian military thought they'd be so smart, sending loaves to battle, falling apart. Enemies couldn't help but laugh and cheer. These loaves got destroyed, they brought